So now that has just taken that from possibly a 7 to a 9.5. Does a Caipirinha taste that much better than a Caipirinha? Even a sort of mediocre rum is going to make a pretty damn good Caipirinha. The question is, can this sugar beet spirit make an even better one? Let's find out. I'm just going to crack on now and make this cocktail. I'm actually going to make two. I'm going to test both side by side, the OG Alchemy and the spiced gold that they've got. I think that's that. But what I've got is 3/4 of a lime. So I'm doing 2 cocktails and I've got half a lime left over. I'm then going for Demerara sugar syrup. Normal sugar will work a treat. I would say 15 ml is the bare minimum here, but you could potentially go up to 20, 25 or 22.5 ml if you're in the US, but 25 ml here. I'm going to split that difference. I'm going for, it's about 20 ml there. So I've got 20 ml of Demerara in each. You just want to kind of press all that juice down, of course you do. Get all that flavour out of the zest as well. And just for me, I'm going 45 ml of each spirit here. You could go 50 ml, you could go 60. So we've got the OG in that one. Now I'm going to do the Spice Gold in this one. Now my preferred method is just literally a couple of cubes of ice in there, just to kind of chill it down slightly. There's no massive right or wrong here, but this is just my preferred method and I love them like this. So quick shakage. Now you could argue I'm making more work for myself and should have just shaken it into a toughened glass, but I just wanted to serve it up in these 2 glasses. So I'm just going to literally just dump those straight into there and then crown with crushed ice. Oh, so good. That cocktail is incredibly good. But we can still kind of get down granular and kind of rank these. Look, the big thing with a Caipirinha is that traditionally, typically, you would be using that light, unaged rum. It's like my philosophy with daiquiris. Light, clean, crisp, bright. We're using products like this, sugar beet spirits like this. They are slightly, they've got more oomph in them than an unaged kind of white rum. So therefore, you're going to get like a heavier cocktail. At this precise moment, which I thought was going to be the case, again, 7s. You know, that Alchemy is a 7 for me, the OG in there. I do much prefer the Spiced Gold, but then it is a lighter sort of style. Even you can taste it there. It's a lighter drink. And you've got those spices on there. That, for me, is probably an 8. But I'm not overly convinced I would put that on a cocktail menu. But I have got a little trick coming up for this one because I think I know exactly the direction I would take this. Right, so I've cubed up another sort of 3/4 of a lime. This time, instead of the Demerara, I'm going for Falernum. I think the Falernum is kind of like a nice catch-all for that, for the Alchemy's OG. So again, I'm going to stick to 20 ml because I did like the sweetness for both of those. Don't get me wrong, they're still quite citrusy. I can see some people still wanting a touch more sweetness to them. For me, they're absolutely perfect. But you know, sugars always adjust to taste. So I've got 20 ml of Bristol's Falernum. Just going to muddle that down. Add in 45 ml, 1.5 ounces, or if you're doing 60, go for 60, of my Alchemy OG. Quick shake. Just top that in there. Top this up with crushed ice. So now that has just taken that from possibly a 7 to a 9.5. My criteria, do I like it? Yes. Would I finish it? Yes, obviously. Would I then order another one of those? Yes. But you know what I would do? Really interestingly, I'd bring the sugar down to 15 ml. That Falernum, that's just made it slightly sweeter. That the flavour is beautiful, but that's a really, really good drink now. Now, as I've got lime left here, I've got one more thought that I've just had. A crazy little thought. Instead of Demerara in the Spice Gold, I'm going for simple 2-to-1 sugar syrup. Bearing in mind what I just did in that cocktail, I'm actually going to bring this down to 15 ml because I can always add a bit more if I need to. I'm going for 45 ml, 1.5 ounces of my Spiced Gold. Oh my God, that's a completely different cocktail. Wow. Yes. I've always typically used like a Demerara when I've gone kind of like a slightly aged rum, not a white rum. But swapping over to simple with that has just elevated this. This is strong 9.5s, 10s. And that is a very good cocktail. And sugar lifts all those spices. The Demerara kind of mutes the spices a little bit. I mean, it's still really like that. I'm still finishing that. But this one, if I was going to put, right, so here we go. The 3 questions here. Do I like it? Yes. Would I finish it? Yes. Would I order another one? Yes, of course I would. The 2 that would go onto my cocktail menu is a simple syrup, 2-to-1 with the alchemy. That is 100% going onto a cocktail menu. No qualms with that. I know that is going to make me serious money compared to that. And then the Falernum version with the OG. Really, really like that.